How are you all? I think can you hear me? All of you? A thumbs up भेज दो. Yes, yes. Okay, तो मैं जल्दी से ये सॉरी फॉर द डिले फर्स्ट और आज हम एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग सेशन लेके आए जिसमें हम आपके फुल लेवल अप करने वाले हैं. ठीक है, सो यू ऑल विल लेवल अप टुडे in this session right now. Okay, and after the session you will have a clear understanding of what you're going to do and your aim and all of those things, including the innovations. So let's get started. So let me just share my content. So I hope it's visible now. My slides, is my slides visible? Yes, yes, yes. Oh, what an amazing audience I have. Okay, very good, very good. Okay, so the one thing that I need to do for you all is just take a pen and paper and make sure you have another screen. Like एक pen और paper लेके आ जाओ. अगर नहीं है, so I'm giving you 1 minute. Go grab 3 papers and 1 pen. और ये सारी चीजें आज के आज करनी है. So just go and grab 1 paper and 1 pen or 3 papers at max. Okay? Because we will do a lot of activity today. So I hope my introduction is already given. So let me give my introduction first. So I am Ashish Kumar Verma, and I am a student of Dr. Rajendra Prasad Kendra Vidyalaya. And here are some of my achievements, and you can list them all. And now I'm going to give you an exact path on how you all can make this. Okay. So I have till now given 10 plus talks, and I don't know, this is my 12th or 13th, I guess. So, okay, forget it, and let's jump right into it. So we'll start with the agenda. कि आज का agenda क्या है? I hope my voice is crystal clear right now. Yes, exact clear. Okay, fine. So आज का हमारा जो agenda है, the first thing is I will tell you how to make most out of this session. Then after just like that, we will do an activity and then we will get a mindset build. Like a common doubts होता है students का, we will get your mindset build today right in this session. Then I have a special team methodology for innovation. Okay, so I will give you a team methodology. Then we will have introduction to STEM, in which you will have introduction to science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And then we will have another technique, which is Ashish Feynman technique. So we will go through all of those things. Okay, and then we will also discuss the term which is God gifted. Okay, I'm giving you a term which is God gifted, and I will explaining you what this term exactly means, because people are putting like many children are playing on back foot in innovation field because they think they are not that God gifted or they have to be something like super genius. Okay, so let's jump right into it. And activity, then we will do a bunch of activity, and then I have a message for you, and in the last I will give you a summary of all the things that we have right now. Okay, cool. I hope everyone is ready with full josh, right? Okay, so uh, to make most of this session, you just have to do 3 things. One is make sure you have a pen and a paper, 3 papers, okay, because we are doing because we are doing 3 activities, right? And I will make you write notes just in the session. And then if you have like a screen in you are watching, and then if you have a laptop, then you can just open a tab, because I'm going to make sure you are opening tabs and stuff. And then you have and if you're watching on phone, make sure you have another tablet like just under the screen, and make sure you have high energy. Okay, and I will make sure that, and my task will be making sure that this session is not boring. Okay, because I'm a student myself and I know how the session is boring. Okay, hi everyone, energy high. Okay, so let's start with the first activity. So I hope you have like, I'm going to give you 1 minute, right? And make sure you have your paper and just make these columns. And all of this is, I'm going to tell you in which a way, like all these slides are connected. So please do these tasks right in this session, or आज नहीं किया तो कभी नहीं कर पाओगे. Okay, so make sure you have this, all of this written. Okay, so what are they? Write your long term goals here, which can be 50, what you want to achieve. Write your short term goals, which is up to 10 years, like till 10 years. It can be 5 years, etc. Then you have to write what are your interests, okay, in that column. It can be anything, like just not for technology. And then in the fourth column, I want to write what things that you want to create. You can even write, I want to create my own world, right? You can just write anything that you want. So I hope everyone is doing it. Everyone is doing it? Give me a thumbs up. I'm going to give you 1 minute to do that. Doing? Yeah. Yeah, you can, if you have one paper, you can just put a drawing line and do those things. Like even in half a paper would be, I think, enough for this. Done? Everyone done? I hope everyone is done. So, bas ek thumbs up dikha do. Done, done, done. Okay, good. Amazing audience. You are a rock stars. Okay. So just keep that paper there. Okay. Just keep that paper there. And now let us first start with the right mindset. क्योंकि जब एक घड़ा भी भर रहे होते हैं ना, so we have to fill up the holes, right? ताकि जो भी हम ज्ञान ले रहे हैं, like whatever knowledge we are pouring into our heads, okay? Please wait a bit. Like I have already waited 1 minute. Okay, please wait, please wait. Okay, so you can listen up the story and just write and just continue the task. So let's just start with the right mindset. Before starting the session, we are gonna start the right mindset. Please show that. Okay, this is the slide. Okay, so the first thing that I see, or थोड़ा पास आ जाओ, let's come closer. कोई नहीं यहाँ पे. We, me and you. So the right, what is the right mindset for a student? Right? What is the right mindset? First, I have often seen people, growth mindset is there, but I have often seen people that they are more into कि किसने कितना महंगा फोन खरीदा या फिर किसके कितने महंगे जूते हैं, राइट? आजकल like the trend is that in this today's generation. But what we can do is we can transition this materialistic thinking to be like from materialistic thinking to making your own materials. Just let me give an example. Let's say you are having a phone. I hope everyone is having a phone, right? Have you ever thought that you can create your own phone or you can create your own device? Like if you have a peer group in which you can literally, discussing with each other. Like कि मैंने आज ये वाला phone बनाया, we have done research on this OLED display, and then what have you created? So they will tell you that I have put up 3x microscope in my phone. So I'm trying to tell that if you want to do innovation, it's not just that you have to be a materialistic thinking. Okay, let me just rephrase that. People in this era, the Gen Z, we call them the Gen Z, they are more into how to make or how to buy more stuff with their parents' money. They are not thinking about innovation at all. So the first key takeaway from here is from now onwards, we will not be investing our time into materialistic thinking. Rather, we'll be making time and investing our time in doing research on our own materials, right? The next thing, contribution is above your own personal achievements. Okay, अभी मैंने अपने इतने सारे achievements दिखाए. Like there are not a lot. I hope many of you are having a lot of them. ठीक है? So what I'm trying to tell is the contributions that you make to the society is above everything, even your personal achievements. Because uh, let's just take an example. If you know someone, अगर आप किसी बड़े इंसान को जानते हो, you know someone big, it's because of their contribution in the society, not because of their personal achievements. Like let me take an example. Sam Altman, right, the creator of ChatGPT. But how many of you know his personal achievements? उसके personal achievement, not just कि उसने ChatGPT बनाया, his personal achievements. Because the contribution is the key thing. If you are contributing to the society, you are a true leader. So the second key takeaway is you are a true leader and you have to contribute to the society, and then the contributions that you make is above your personal achievements. Now the second thing is the third point कि जो आजकल के स्टूडेंट्स हैं, या एपीजे अब्दुल कलाम इज द बेस्ट एग्जांपल, कि जो आजकल के स्टूडेंट्स हैं they are afraid of trying new things, or many of times they are discouraged by other ones. Like कि अगर वो एक सिंपल सा एक प्रोजेक्ट बनाना चाह रहा है, like they are making a car which can you can like a remote control car with just a battery, so they think that कि ये तो पहले ही बन चुका है, like it's already made, I want to create something new. And when they start creating something new, so they choose something very complex, okay, but they don't know how to do the simple thing which is creating a a simple car. They choose something very very complex and they tend to quit. So the second key takeaway here is your first project might be very simple, but think about the subsequent projects. Let me give an example. So I was researching on this thing called quantum computers. Like quantum computers सबने सुना होगा. So उसमें क्या है, when I was just posting stuff in which I was researching about that, and one guy just comes to me and tells me like, hey, what are you doing all these things about quantum computing? You can just literally go, like the companies are already there making quantum computers, and you will compete with the companies. So this type of mindset in which you are you are thinking that कि ये तो already हो चुका है या फिर इसको कोई और करेगा. So just be clear, innovations are done by people not more smarter than you. जो innovations हैं वो तुम्हारे से ज्यादा कोई स्मार्ट लोग नहीं करते. उनके पास जो एडिशनल चीजें होती है, द एडिशनल एज दे हैव इज ओनली द नॉलेज दैट दे हैव, nothing more, nothing less. So you can just achieve the knowledge, and now I'm going to tell you how you can actually get all of those knowledge in that thing. Okay. Or now let me coin the term which is the god gifted. Okay, now I'm going to ask you, what do you mean by god gifted? God gifted kya hai? What is this god gifted? No, like बोलते ना कि the child is God gifted, he has okay luck. No, luck is illusion. Exceptional talent, that's also an illusion. Special prodigy, talent by birth. No, no, nothing like that. Okay, now let me take this called talented person. Now what is a talented person? Like what is that? Who is it? A talented person. Inbuilt perfect abilities. How he got that perfect abilities? Okay, now I'm gonna reveal the secret. You know who is a god gifted student, and what is a gift of god that you have? Let's say a guy who is very hardworking, he got the best environment, he got the best mentors, he will be automatically be a god gifted. So who is a god gifted student? मैं बताता हूँ अभी. God gifted student is a student who has parents, who has teachers, who has good mentors. He is god gifted. जो how a person is becoming talented, or how he is becoming more and more successful in his life because of the right parenting that he had in his early childhood. How he got very into the top of the pinnacle because of the opportunities that his teachers gave to him, or the mentors that taught him that you can do this. He got the path. There is nothing like god gifted. Or and if there is a gift that you have, it's your parents, it's your teachers, it's your mentors who guide you, who basically enlighten your path. So हम ये भूल जाते हैं कभी कभार कि जब हम सुनते हैं कि that we like he is God gifted. You also have that you also have that God gift, right? हम सबके पास वो हम सबके पास वो भगवान का दिया हुआ गिफ्ट है. हम बस उसे अप्रिशिएट करना भूल जाते हैं. वी डोंट अप्रिशिएट दैट कि हाँ ये जो हमारे साइड में हम जिनका चेहरा रोज देखते हैं, हम जिनको गुड मॉर्निंग बोलते हैं, दे आर द गिफ्ट ऑफ गॉड. सो वी शुड बी ग्रेटफुल फॉर दैट. सो दैट शुड बी द माइंडसेट. और फिर बोलते हैं कि टीचर सपोर्ट नहीं करते, या फिर ऐसा होता है कि पेरेंट्स सपोर्ट नहीं करते. जस्ट ट्राई टू क्रिटिसाइज, लाइक क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग इज द की. जस्ट ट्राई टू थिंक बाय योरसेल्फ कि आप क्या क्या कर रहे हो. एंड देन इफ यू वांट कि आपको कोई गुरु द्रोण मिले, सो एक बार अर्जुन बन के देखो, गुरु द्रोण खुद ब खुद मिल जाएंगे, ठीक है? सो नाउ लेट्स स्टार्ट with our main session. I hope the mindset is built now. ठीक है, हम जितने भी gaps थे वो सारे cover कर चुके हैं. And now let's start with our first thinking, which is the generalist and specialist, which is, I call this a T thinking or a T specialization. Okay, so let us see here. What is this thing called a generalist and a specialist? Okay, so let me give an example. So you might have in your head, you might have choose some specific field right now today. Okay, it can be anything. Like my specialization is computer science or artificial intelligence. मैं उसमें research करता हूँ most of the time. So what is yours? It can be anything, but you have to specialize in one thing and then generalize in everything. Okay, aviation, AI, CS. Okay, amazing. Medical. Okay, that's also astronomy. Very good, very good. Okay, so what is this thing here? Is you can just think of it as a generalist and a specialist, and it's for everyone, right? So specialist में क्या होता है? You have this thing in which you want to specialize, and then you generalize everything. Like, and then what the connection between the specialization generalization is that if you going into computer science, then you have this generalism in which you have physics, mathematics, and it can be economics as a generalization, because if you want to be an entrepreneur, then you can, okay, chess, okay, yeah, you can actually develop a chess algorithm using computer science. So I'm trying to tell here is people tend to stick with one people actually tend to stick with only one particular field. They forgot about other things that they have in the world. So what, yeah, guitar and cricket, yeah, you can be a generalist in that. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell here is choose one specialization thing and then become generalized in everything. You have a great and broad thinking in that way. Now let us go with the stem. Now this is the thing that's our main session, or our main motive of this session is the stem, which is science, technology, engineering, mathematics. So you have often heard computer science people saying that कि यार कंप्यूटर साइंस को ना ज़्यादा मैथ्स की ज़रूरत नहीं होती, वी डोंट नीड दैट मच मैथ इन कंप्यूटर साइंस, या ना वो क्या बोलते हैं, हम केमिस्ट्री क्यों पढ़े, कंप्यूटर साइंस में ये सब नहीं होता, वी डोंट हैव केमिस्ट्री इन कंप्यूटर साइंस, वी ओनली स्टडी कंप्यूटर साइंस एंड वी विल एक्सेल इन इट, राइट? कभी कभी ये मेरी भी यही थिंकिंग थी जब तक मेरा रियलिटी से व्हेन आई फेस द रियलिटी देन आई थॉट नो नो नो, it's the best thing. Okay, so now I'm going to take the thoughts of my stem. So just take the screenshot of this page. Okay, take the screenshot of this page in which I have put up some fields for you. So mechanics, so if you want to do any innovation that you have in your mind, you can just go through these fields. Okay, and now I'm going to tell you what are the things that we can do. So mechanical engineering, so if you want to create a structure, so we can use mechanical engineering that, and then using electronics, it pumps the blood into your project. Computer science and AI is the brain of your computer, and the core sciences is the heart. Okay, now let me explain. तो अगर आपको कुछ भी बनाना है, like if you let me take a good example, like the title of the session is Iron Man, right? Iron Man किसको नहीं बनना? So in Iron Man, he is all of these things. Jarvis, yeah. So the Iron Man, the body itself is created using mechanical engineering. And then I'm gonna put a thought process in you on how to approach using all of these technologies. So that's in the next slide. Now the electronics pumps the blood into your project. And then using computer science, it's the brain of your project. And then what is this core sciences? Maths, physics, the maths is the heart of everything. Like आप कहीं भी जाओ आपको maths की जरूरत पड़ेगी. Then using physics is the solid framework, और जो thinking for first principles जो चीज आई थी वो actually physics से आई थी. Like physics provides the base framework for everything. Now let's start, and then chemistry and material science, you can have the materials ready for you, and then biotech and bioinformatics that we have that we have right now, a session which is a topic in this session. And to end this slide, I have a piece of advice for you is that every field, like physics, let it be mathematics, or let it be core sciences, every field has reached its top potential. Okay, so the saturation level, even AI is having that saturation level at that point. Okay, and maths, physics, every field has almost attained its max potential. Now, the new innovations can only be done if you intermix all of these fields. Like if you are in computer science, you can combine it physics. If you are with maths, you can combine with AR/VR. I have an example of AR/VR right now. And then if you have a biology, you combine it with, let's say, chemistry in drug discovery, and then computer science. You actually kind of combine all of this multidisciplinary areas and you get new innovations. You create impact to your new world. Okay, now let's go to the next slide. COVID-19 drug discovery के बारे में पता है? Like COVID-19, we all know COVID-19, right? Thumbs up कर दो जिसको पता है COVID-19. Everyone know about COVID-19, the pandemic, the most dangerous pandemic that we have suffered from, right? Our ninth and 10th wasted in that. Yeah, in simpler words, we are already mixing to make, yeah, exactly. Ojas Agarwal, yes. COVID-19, yeah, horrible. Okay, so what I'm going to teach here today is how you can discover a drug. If some, let's say in future, another pandemic hits, how you can discover that drug. Okay, now I want to think, let's say, अब एक activity करते हैं, right? This is called Ashish Feynman technique. Now, what you have to do, not again, no, not again. Let's be ready for the future. Let's be ready for the best. Okay. So now let's do an activity in which हम COVID-19 का एक drug discovery करेंगे. Right. I will tell you all the steps you need to discover a drug. मैं बताऊंगा, Finman मेरे दोस्त हैं. Okay. So we will do the COVID-19 drug. Now your problem statement here is, you have to discover drug for COVID-19 pandemic. Okay. Now let's use the Feynman technique. The Feynman technique states that you have a big problem, a high level question. Then you break that question into, you know, subdivide. You basically subdivide that question into very fundamental levels. Like अगर मैं आपसे बोलूं कि let me give you example of my project which is AR/VR. Then we will come to the drug discovery again, and you will tell me the questions. Okay. तो मैं अभी आपको एक चीज दिखाता हूँ. I hope this is visible. My YouTube is visible. Okay, YouTube is visible, right? So abhi in my recent hackathon, what I created is, you can see this. I have scanned the mouse here. You can see I have scanned the mouse here, and then I have put it into the computer in real time. This is a AR/VR, right? Interesting. So in which, so let me give just, so आपने वो Zack King का magic देखा होगा, in which he just puts this bottle in right in the computer, just like that. So this is literally what I created in my hackathon under 48 hours. Now let better than Zack King. Okay, thank you very much for that. Okay, so what I created was, you can just scan the objects and then put directly into the computer, just like magic. Now I created this in under 24 hours, because 24 hours maybe we have to make PPT and we have to do fun as well. We have to wake up on light, we have to dance. Okay, so what you have to do, so let me just give you a big problem statement that I had in my mind. How to scan the object and then put it into the computer. So that's everyone. So like that's the question that everyone will get in the mind. Now, let me show you what the thinking process that I had in creating this. Okay. Now, this is the Feynman technique, and now I will reply you. Just wait a minute. Just wait a minute. I will reply all of your questions. Just let me start with it. uh, we have a Q&A session. Okay, just open up. See, we have a Q&A session in which you can ask me any questions that you have in your mind, and I will answer all of them. Are hackathon fun? Exactly, they are fun. Okay, let me open up Google Docs. Why my computer? Okay, we have a notepad open. Okay, so what the problem statement we have is how to, what do we call it? How to scan objects and then put it into the computer just like Zach King, right? ये हमारा problem statement आ गया. Okay, now what was like when I got this problem statement, my thought process was कि I just subdivided all of those things into multiple questions. So the first question I asked myself is, so how, like I know how to scan an object, right? We can scan object using camera, right? Now, now I know how to scan object. Now, how do I just put a cropper in that? Then I researched the simple ways to Google search. So how to make a cropper in camera. So I just searched that into Google, and then I found out that we think this is thing called canvas. And then okay, now I know how to crop. And the next thing was, how can I remove the background? Okay, how can I remove the background? So that was my next question. Remove VG, but I have to create that into a computer, and remove VG is a background. So I have to. There is no way I can integrate into my thing as well. Okay, so how can I remove the background? So I got OpenCV's, yeah, exactly, OpenCV. So how I can remove this background? Then I came across this research paper, which is salient object detection. Okay, so these were the answers that I'm getting. Okay, now I know that I can remove the background using salient object detection. Now the next question that I ask myself, okay, now I know how to scan object. Now I know how to crop it. Now I know how to, grab the background. I were, and let's say I know this much. Now how will I put into the computer? And the thing that was the most challenging here is, let's say you have this screen over here, this screen, and my camera is pointing here on that screen like this. So how will I get the XY coordinates of those? Like there is no way I can get the XY. Like I pasted the objects in the exact XY coordinates of where my camera is pointing. So if my camera is pointing up, we can point my image is sticking here. If my camera is pointing here, my stick image is sticking here. So the thing here is, I can use the sensors. Like we can use the sensors to do that, but I want to do it just using camera. There, maths came. Okay. So the next question I ask myself, okay, now I know how to. Now, how can I put the image in the exact coordinates where my camera is looking? Okay. So that's the question I asked. The answer I get was no. It seems pretty simple, but it's not. So the answer is, I came across this term called SIFT algorithm. In this SIFT algorithm, no robotics, it's all computer science. So in this SIFT algorithm, what I did was, we have a screenshot of this picture, and then where my camera is looking, and then it maps all of these pixels, and then it actually detects the feature. Okay, this is high level, but I'm just trying to give you a thought process. So it's the feature, and then it gives me the exact. Now you can go to the SIFT algorithm and look at how it basically works, or my video. Okay, so now I know that how SWIFT algorithm works. Now I know all of the parts that I need. Now how do I paste the object? How do I paste the object? And that's the simplest one. Control V. Okay, Control V. That's the simplest. Like right click and paste. Like just like that. Okay. So now I know how to scan the object. Now I know how to make a cropper. Now I know how to remove the background, and now I know all the answers. Yeah, scale invariant feature transform. Yeah, exactly. That's right. So now I know all the things. So what I did was I we have a big question. So this is the conclusion. We have a big question. We have this area in which we have put up all the big questions subdivided into multiple questions. We have answer to all of those multiple questions, and then we build the stuff. Right? Isn't that simple? Now you will do with me. Okay? And in the end, we have another thing, a real world project. So this is called Ashish Feynman technique. So we have just highlighted the problem, which is COVID-19 drug discovery. And now let us see what are the problem that you can, what are the, okay, I hope no one is taken the screenshot. Now just under 10 seconds, write all the questions that you have regarding the drug discovery. All the questions. Now just put all the questions that you have again and again regarding the skill. Okay, what is a drug? Right, what is a drug? Uh, no, what is it? I'm talking about drug discovery now. How what is made? Okay, that can be a question. How do you make a drug? Okay, that's okay. How to make a drug? Ingredients, right? Structure of virus, right? Very good. Identity of disease, right? Right. How to test it? How can you prevent it? Amazing, guys, amazing. You actually got the essence of what is Feynman, Ashish Feynman technique. Okay, what exactly to be solved? Exactly, right. Okay, now let's, okay, now just stop and look again to this. Now let come back to the, come back to me. Now let us start with the COVID-19 drug discovery. So how do we go about it? So the first question in my mind was, what is a drug? Like, what the hell is drug? What is drug discovery? So when I searched that, I got this thing called protein binding site and affinity. So I just searched what is this protein binding site affinity. Now I got the answers to that. So I know what is drug. I know what is all of these things. Now I ask myself, how can this be protein? How can I get this protein? Is there an online database? Like we have to do these things using Google searches, right? So is there an online database we have? Okay, we got this thing called PDB. Okay, I know what is this PDB. Like I'm telling you the exact thought process that I had when I was writing this research paper back in 2019 when COVID-19 came. Like apne COVID-19, you might have heard COVID-19, but did anyone try to solve that at their own level? Never. Exactly. We don't do this because we think to like the mindset that I was talking about कि companies करेंगी ये, only companies will do it, but we don't see the opportunity that we have. Like we can also do it. Why will only company will do it? Why? We can also do it. What additional things that company have is the knowledge. We will gain the knowledge and we will build it. That should be a mindset. Okay, tried but failed brutally, but you actually learned something, and I want you to try and I want you to fail, and that's the thing. So what is drug discovery? What is protein? Okay, now know what is I know there is a protein database. How can I get that? And is there any software to use that? And if there is any software, and then I searched all of this and I came across a software called AlphaFold. And you know, it can do the protein unbinding, like the denaturation of protein and unfolding of the protein, all those things using machine learning. And then I just came across this कि अब इसकी chemistry क्या होगी? What is the chemistry behind all of these things? Okay, now I have get a bunch of question. I got a bunch of answers. The and then we get all of these things connected. Okay, we have these points. Now we have to draw lines between these points, and then we have those things. Now let me give you some things that we have. Scholar.google.com is your that should be your first go to search any kind of thing. So if I search a drug discovery, right? So this is not Google search. This is Google Scholar. Okay, and you can see computational methods in drug discovery, principle of early drug discovery. So from by reading these documents, like the research paper is a go-to resource, right? And if the time, अगर time बचता है last में, if the time persists, so I will tell you how to basically read the research papers, which only PhD students can learn, and I will give you a very simple trick to convert those research papers into real projects. Yeah, Google Scholars. Okay, so after reading this, you will have an overview of what is drug discovery, right? You will have that. Yeah, a pro Googler. Exactly. That's how we all uh, gain the knowledge in this today's era. What is this? And then after that, what do we have? We have the answer that we have a protein database. So if we go to the protein database, you can see here. Okay, just a second. We go to protein database. So you can see we have a bunch of protein data bank. And then what did I told you? We have to add this in software. So how do I download protein? Download protein. So you can actually see you can download protein database from here. You have a bunch of sites. AlphaFold, like we have already searched about AlphaFold here. Download AlphaFold protein. Okay, so we know how to do AlphaFold. Now there is another thing which I came across, which is called RDKit Python, in which you can do drug discovery using RDKit. As you can see here, we can actually play with the molecules. Here comes the best part. सबने सोचा कि that computer science students don't know, like they don't have to learn about chemistry and all those things. Now, without understanding like how this carbon chain actually works, how this chemistry all works, you are connecting with computer science, that's good, but if you don't have the base understanding of how basically this all chemistry works, how are you going to create the drugs? Yeah, it's benzene. So if you know that, I know there are also small children in this session, but this is the thing. You took one field which is chemistry and biology, then you took computer science, you mixed it, and then you have this thing called drug discovery, right? So you actually, now you know how to discover drugs, and now you know how, if there is another pandemic, and now you can go on into an adventure in which you can, you can find out how, what's the cure for cancer. Because agar hum sab ek sath, we collectively do research, we can find many great things, right? Now let's go to our next thing, which is ionic propulsion. Okay. Oh, right. Okay, so example 2 is ionic jet propulsion. What's the approach that you have here? I now let's just search. Okay, now don't search. We have another activity for you in which we will search it. So what was thing in ionic jet propulsion? What is mean by propulsion, right? Okay, give me the questions. What is ion is a charged particle, right? Ion is a charged particle. Your main question would be what is ion? Ion is anything which is charged, right? You have the answers already. So if you have the base knowledge, you can ask more base, which is like the main fundamental questions for what is ion. Okay, how do you make this? What is jet doing in the ion? What is an ion jet? Exactly. So you have all of these questions, right? And then in ionic jet propulsion, how many of you know what is ionic jet propulsion? No, me. Okay, many of them know, many of them don't. So ionic jet propulsion is a field in which you actually propel your aircraft or whatever you have by throwing ions. Like you have an atom, and then you throw ions out of that. Like we use xenon for that. Wait, nah. Okay, you don't believe me? Okay, so let me give you the periodic table. So why do we use xenon? So we use xenon because it's the most, it's the stable. It's a stable. Xenon is the most stable. And why? And you might be saying that even krypton is stable, even argon is stable. Why don't we use that? Because the atomic mass of xenon is greater. So now we came to physics. Like if every force an equal and opposite reaction. The greater the mass, the greater the force you have, right? F is equal to ma. So xenon has greater mass. Now this is a thought process that I'm putting in. So, and I also search why don't we use radon? Why don't we use radon? Because it has exactly, that was my point. Why don't we use radon? Because radon is radioactive. We can't put it into a spacecraft. If someone bad happens, you will be finished, right? That's the thing. So ask each and every questions. So this is the thought process that I was giving to you. Okay, so now you know what is Feynman technique. So it's nothing but you just back propagate yourself to make a big problem statement, then you back propagate into multiple fundamental questions, and then you find answer to those questions and get a network, and then you have that. Now it's your time. Now it's your time to create something, right? I will answer to all of the questions. Okay. So we have encountered many train derails cases in India, not just in India, but in many uh, but in many cities across the India as well, right? So I want to create a solution in which I want to find this. I want to find problem to this derailing of the trains. So I have a tuition in 1 hour, just 10 minutes more. Okay, smart train. No, I'm not targeting a specific train derailing case. I want to make you capable of solving this problem. Like क्या questions है तुम्हारे mind में? What are the questions that you're having in your mind when, if like the problem statement is you have to solve this train derailing problem using technology. Why the train derail? Yeah, that can be one question. Good, go, keep going. Now this is yours. Okay, this is yours. What is train derailing means कि train का पटरी से उतर जाना. Train, like this is your track, and train derails. So that's what train derailing means. Okay, what as a various factor to prevent this? Yeah, can we? Okay, the many great questions that I couldn't even think of are coming. How train works? Database of how many? Okay, how train work? Okay, that could be a question. Like if we know how train works, we can actually prevent the derailing, right? Give me questions. Like this is your activity. Magnet levitation. Okay, very good. Magnet levitations. Mechanic train. The main cause of this, how train wheel works. Okay, good. Human error or train derail. I'm talking about train derail. Human error, like you can fix the human error as well. Should train know how to communicate? Check condition. Okay. I think 1 minute is getting over. Keep getting questions. Questions. This is like if you are doing it right now, if you are interacting with the chat, you are already way ahead of everyone. How to make better, what is this? How to make better braking system, right? Cause of poor condition. What is, okay, now you know all the questions. Give me the answers. Give me the answers. Like there is a bunch of questions coming right now. Give me the answers. Mechanics of the train, how to make a better braking system. Right. Okay. Why best way to trick bullet trains? Okay. Okay, I think that's enough. Uh, Now let's see what was my thought process in that. So the first question asked with, what are the fact? Okay, this is not fields. What are the factors that is involved in train derailing? So there are multiple factors. Like there is human error. There is there we have seen many cases in which people put up stones on the a train that derails it. There are braking system errors. There are high speeds error. So there are many cases. You have to pick one out of these things. You can't. Now you can obviously choose all the feet, but for now you can pick one. Let's pick up the train derailing case in which people put stones on the tracks that happens that make the make trains to derail. Speed, elimination, a bunch of questions. I can't even read all of them. Okay, cool. Okay, so I have this thing. Okay, now why the train derails? Because a stone is there. And then we got what are the main case that you are actually targeting. And let me just assume that we are taking the stones one. Now imagine your approaches of how you can solve that. So I will take two students. Anyone can raise hand and speak. So anyone can raise hand and give me just a 20-second solution of what vibrating bring aware. Yeah, that's a best option. Okay. Sim Simranjit Kaur. Yeah, you can speak.
I wanted to say that maybe we can object has in there, like which is embedded with AI.
Your voice is not coming. Yeah,
Is it fine now?
yeah. Speak.
Yeah, so I was saying that we can make a object or a machine which has AI in it, like which is basically embedded with AI, so that it can tell the person who's like in the train, maybe like the person who are like responsible for making the train run, or the people at the control center, that there's some problem ahead of the train, so that they can maybe slow down the train and stop it before it reaches that particular path of the track. So that can be one solution.
Thank you very much for that solution, and that's actually a great solution. So the solution is in which so what she was thinking was कि awareness लाते हैं in people, and using that awareness we can actually uh, so if someone notices that there is something wrong in the track, he could just contact the control center, and control center could actually inspect. Now I'm giving a question to you: is how can the people know in the train that they are having something ahead in that thing? And the second question you can ask to yourself is ki, how can the control center make sure that the track is actually have some problems? So you can actually ask two questions to yourself, and then this solution would be completed. So everyone, please clap for Simranjit Kaur. That was a very innovative and great solution. So now moving on to second, which is Midhansh GS. Okay, you can speak now.
Sir, you asked me that the solutions to know the passengers what is ahead of them. Sir, we can make apps in their phones so that they can know what all the system and in that apps. So you asked me how to make sure that all the railway tracks are like proper in proper condition. We can check the tracks, like the authorities can go on the railway tracks, check if the train wheels and the rail tracks are in a good condition, and what speed they should maintain in certain turns, because that may cause derailing.
Thank you very much, Midhansh. It was a very great solutions. Thank you very much. Claps for Vedansh. Now we'll take one last because we are running out of time and we have another activity to do. So we would take Anay Tyagi from DAV. So Anay, you can speak now.
Good evening, sir. So
Good
what is
evening.
um, we can add a camera in front of the train to detect any faults from a long range. We can also add some UV ray sensors that can detect human body coming in way or anything like this. And we can we can say Travis is the controller, or we can say butler of the house. So we can also build something like this for the whole train. Everything comes in the way. It will gradually stop it according to the intensity. And also, if there is one more problem that is most common, is that sometimes your foot engaged or like thing like this. We can also use robotics here, and there are many things that we can use like this.
Okay. So I was listening to him. So he was saying that we would put a camera, and then using the sensors we could actually detect that. So I also had the same approach. So now what I'm so the question, the step 6 was to go to the Feynman technique. So now let us just break down. Okay. So the approach here was, how can I create something? How can I create a how can I create a system in which we can put it on the train, and then we could just make that whether there is a stone on that track, and we could actually detect that. So let me go to the first slide that I told you to take a screenshot, which is a stem. The first field that's going here is electronics, which is sensor. Second is the computer science. Third is the physics, because we know, because we have to do all of this calculations on how fast the train is moving and how far it is. Fourth is the maths, because we have the topology. So when the sensor is actually scanning, we can see a bump, when, because there are sensors which can scan the, because we have sensors. I don't know the exact name of the sensor, but there is a sensor or AI model that I have developed. I will share you some resources with you in which I have developed an AI model in which you can just take a picture of anything, let's say a land or a mountain, and it will generate a 3D demographics, a 3D model of that, uh, you know, topology or that area. So you can do the exact same thing here, and then you can check whether there is a bump in the track, because railway tracks are tend to be expected to be smooth, but sometimes if the stone is there, you will have the sensor like there is a bump, and you will catch that in the sensor. And then how would you so these are all the questions that you ask. So the key point here is to ask good questions. And congratulations to all of you. You have all learned how to ask good questions. So I'm very proud of you, all of you, because now I know that you all will be going and making stuff and asking many questions, and you will have a big problem statement, and then you will subdivide that problem statement, and then you will see what field it lies into, and then you will create some patches of knowledge that you get from the question, and then you will connect all of those to create a solution. Okay, now, and be persistent. Okay, now, uh, let me talk about the cases that you can have. First thing, the first case will be the project will be successful. You can take help of your teachers, you can take help of me, you can just contact me, you can take help of anyone, and else you will be learning a lot of things. There is no point in which you will being like, yaar mere se project nahi bana, I couldn't make that project. There is nothing like that. There is only two cases: either the project is successful, either you will learn lot many things, and you will get the scientific limitations or of why it can be done right now. The key term here is it can't be done right now. वो अभी नहीं बन सकता, but वो future में जरूर बनेगा. And then you can come back to your project. You know the technology now, it can be made, and then you can bounce back and create that, right? So now let's go. I know, yeah. So any questions after the session is over? मैं ये पहले करना चाहता था. I want to do it before, but we will do it after the. Uh, yeah, I know you might have many questions right now in your head. I will be answering all of them. But but let me just finish the session, and then we can have all of that, so that all the people get the essence of what we are trying to do. Okay, a small message that I give in every session. Like if someone has attended my previous sessions in any of the talks or the talks I have gave, there is two messages for two different peoples. Okay, now the first message is for general public, which is you don't have to be from just one category. Like you don't have to be an innovator, you don't have to be a PhD scholar, something. You can be on any profession. You can be a teacher, you can even a student is a profession, right? So you can be anything. So what you have to do for general public, my message is, you have to be a researcher, irrespective of what your profession is. If your profession is a teacher, if your profession is a teacher, research what are the best pedagogy that you can have for your children. Test that in your class, and then you can have you can share that with world, and you can have a good research culture in our India itself. If you are a student, try to research what are the psychological effects when you're learning. Try to come up with new learning techniques. Like if your main focus is academics, excelling into academics, so if you are a student, just try to come up with many different research. Just try to research on how I can learn more efficiently, what are the time gaps, how the psychology works. And if you are a researcher like me who likes to research like any topic, like I like मैं कोई भी कुछ भी topic उठाता हूँ. So if you like researching into any topic, just research. And if you find the scientific limitation, and make sure you have the notes of all of what you're researching, and then write it on write it, share it on blogs through your articles. So India will have a good research culture in all of the things, right? In all the professions. You don't have to be a PhD holder to do research. Research is just research. Research doesn't mean that you have to be a big scientist, right? रिसर्च का मतलब ये कभी नहीं था कि यू हैव टू बिकम अ बिग साइंटिस्ट. साइंटिस्ट कैसे बने? दे डू अ लॉट एंड लॉट ऑफ रिसर्च एंड देन दे बिकम साइंटिस्ट, राइट? सो यू कैन जस्ट डू इट राइट नाउ. एंड द सेकंड मैसेज इज फॉर आवर यंगर जनरेशन. नाउ अब वापस से पास आओ, ठीक है? थोड़ा पास आओ. वापस से मैं तुमसे सीधा बात कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है? मैं तुमसे सीधा बात कर रहा हूँ. पता है होता क्या है आज के टाइम पे? और इंग्लिश वाला ट्रांसलेट कर लेना प्लीज, ये इसकी फील हिंदी में आती है थोड़ी सी. ओके, let me just give you a simple thing. आज के वीक यू माइट हैव heard this term called Gen Z, और आजकल तो जेन अल्फा भी आ गया है. आज जस्ट मेरीन मैम ने मुझे कल ही बताया जेन अल्फा, बट आई नो अबाउट जेन जीज, राइट? तो होता क्या है ना कि हमारे जो मेन दोस्त, हु आर योर बेस्ट फ्रेंड्स? हु आर योर बेस्ट फ्रेंड्स? Books, parents. Yeah, I got one very good thing. Okay, so आज के टाइम में हो क्या रहा है? लाइक आई हैव ऑब्जर्व मैनी डिफरेंट इन माय पीयर ग्रुप एज वेल, कि स्टूडेंट्स जो हमारे सबसे अच्छे फ्रेंड्स हैं, हमारे जो सबसे ज्यादा चिंता करते हैं, हु there are only, mark my words, there are only 3 people in the entire world who want to see you succeed. One is you, second is your parents, third is your teachers and mentors. पर हो क्या रहा है? The generation, our generation is trying to portray teachers and our parents as their biggest enemy. ये हो रहा है आज के टाइम पे. हमारे जो पेरेंट्स हैं उनको हम सबसे अपना सबसे बड़ा दुश्मन मानते हैं. वी पोर्ट्रे देम एज आवर बिगेस्ट एनिमी. हम टीचर्स, लाइक वी, मैंने बहुत बार देखा है, लाइक व्हेनेवर आई गो आई से गुड मॉर्निंग मैम, गुड मॉर्निंग सर. सो ये इसमें ईगो का कुछ नहीं है. मैंने ये भी देखा है कि लोग मैंने बोलता हूँ विश कर दे, so दे मैं क्यों विश करूँ, मैं क्यों विश करूँ? टीचर को विश नहीं करना है. मतलब दे, अगर mark my words, if you have a good relation with your parents, if you have good relation with your teachers, with your mentors, you will have success with no bounds. ऐसा कोई सक्सेस, ऐसा कोई टास्क नहीं होगा जो तुम नहीं कर सकते. और मैं ये क्यों बोल रहा हूँ? क्योंकि देखो मैं तुम्हारी एज का हूँ, मुझे वो चीज़ें पता है जो भी तुम्हारे आसपास चल रही होती हैं. बिकॉज वी टेंड टू इन्फ्लुएंस फ्रॉम द बैड पीयर ग्रुप. मैं फ्रेंड्स की बात नहीं कर रहा, दोस्त बहुत अच्छे होते हैं. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द बैड पीयर ग्रुप दैट वी हैव. ओके, अब ध्यान से सुनना और ध्यान से सुनना. आज के टाइम में वी टेंड टू फॉरगेट अ लाइन बिटवीन कूल एंड क्रूअल. आज के टाइम पे students are forgetting what is cool, what is cruel. Like let me give a very simple example, उसके बाद तुम खुद ही समझ लोगे क्या बोल रहा हूँ मैं. आज के टाइम पे we influenced by this social media, right? And we tend to have this very weird hairstyle, right? Very weird hairstyle, very weird behavior. We are not humble at all to our parents, to our teachers, right? और मैं किसी देखो तुम सब मेरे भाई बहन हो यार. यू ऑल आर माई ब्रदर्स एंड सिस्टर्स, ठीक है? मैं जानता हूँ ग्राउंड रियलिटी. अगर तुम ये सोच रहे हो कि मैं अपने फ्रेंड ग्रुप में ये सब करके कूल बन जाऊंगा, देयर स्टार्ट्स योर डाउनफॉल. वहां से डाउनफॉल तुम्हारा स्टार्ट होना चालू हो जाएगा. इफ यू हैव दैट पीयर ग्रुप विच मोटिवेट्स यू टू गो इन टू दोज काइंड ऑफ थिंग, लीव दैट पीयर ग्रुप राइट अवे. और अगर ये बोलते हैं कि यू आर सो बोरिंग, कह दो हाँ मैं हूँ बोरिंग. आई जस्ट गिव, मैंने अभी दिखाया था ना, ये जितने भी चीज़ें, ऑल ऑफ दिस थिंग्स आर थ्रू माई टीचर्स एंड माई मेंटर्स. अगर मुझे इसके बाद कोई बोरिंग बोल रहा है, आई डोंट इवन केयर. अगर तुम्हारे पास ये सारी चीज़ें हैं और तुम्हें कोई फालतू सा इंसान आके बोल रहा है दैट यू आर बोरिंग, लेट इट बी. यू विल बी बोरिंग इन हिज माइंड बिकॉज ही इज इन्फ्लुएंस्ड बाय अ टन ऑफ बैड थिंग्स, ठीक है? तो आई होप माई मैसेज इज क्लियर टू ऑल ऑफ यू, right? I hope my message is clear to all of you. कि from now onwards, just breathe in and try to think कि ये हो क्यों नहीं रहा था आज के टाइम पे. Why we are not humble? Just आज एक बार try करना, like just after this meeting, go to your teachers. Okay, हम teachers को सोचते हैं ना कि बहुत dangerous होंगे ये. They are not. मैं अपने टीचर से कुछ भी पूछ सकता हूँ. I can just walk into their cabin and just ask anything that I want. And they will help. They will always ready to help because they are the only one who, like parents, teachers, mentors. These are the, and you, they are the only one who want to see you succeed. And if you have a good relation, मैं सच बता रहा हूँ, just try this. अपने पेरेंट्स से हम्बल होके देखो, अपने टीचर से हम्बल होके देखो, ट्राई टू मेक अ कनेक्शन जस्ट आफ्टर दिस मीटिंग. कुछ भी अब सब छोड़ दो कि हमने क्या किया, उन्होंने क्या किया, जस्ट फॉरगेट एवरीथिंग. बस एक बार करके देखो ये. मैंने बताया था ना कि दे आर योर बिगेस्ट गिफ्ट्स, दे आर योर बिगेस्ट गॉड गिफ्ट्स. बस एक बार ये चीज करके देखो, यू विल रियलाइज द मैजिक. यू विल, लाइक मैं सच बता रहा हूँ, इसके बाद यू डोंट इवन थिंक कि आपको सक्सीड होना है कि नहीं. यू विल बी ऑटोमेटिकली रीच द पिनाकल. वो अपने आप खुद ब खुद होगा. बिकॉज वॉट आई डिड वॉज कि मैं अपना एक सिंपल एग्जाम्पल देता हूँ. यू माइट हैव हर्ड परीक्षा पे चर्चा, राइट? परीक्षा पे चर्चा सब सारे स्टूडेंट्स को जबरदस्ती दिखाया जाता है इन देयर स्कूल्स. So in that, I was the host in Pariksha Pe Charcha with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and I didn't even thought that कि मैं ये करूँगा. I don't have any plans. What I did, what I just blindly follow my teachers' orders. They told me to make a video. I make the video, and you have to give 100% in all of those things. आप जो भी कर रहे हो, you just take this path. You have this thing, give it 100%, or you don't do this at all. There is no in between कि हाँ चलने वाला कुछ नहीं होता. Either you do your 100% best or you do nothing. That's the only thing, right? अब मैं आगे चलते हैं, ठीक है? मैसेज पता चल गया. और एक एपीजे अब्दुल कलाम का बहुत अच्छा कोट है. When there is righteousness in the heart, there is beauty in character. When there is beauty in character, there is harmony in home. When there is harmony in home, there is order in nation. And when there is order in nation, there is peace in the world. And आज के बाद ये सारी जो चीजें हैं याद रखना, सारी की सारी चीजें जो मैंने आज बोली हैं, ये सारी चीजें याद करना. पेरेंट्स हैं, हग देम. आज एक बार जाके बोलना थैंक यू वेरी मच जो आपने मुझे इतना सपोर्ट किया. थैंकफुल टू योर टीचर्स. जो गॉड गिफ्ट होता क्या है कि तुम्हें बहुत सारा पाथ प्रोवाइड करे ना, वो टीचर्स कर रहे हैं. तुम जैसे मेरे जैसे बुद्धू, मतलब मैं सबसे बुद्धू इंसान हूँ, मतलब वो दिमाग दे रहे हैं. सो दैट्स एक्चुअली द गिफ्ट ऑफ गॉड इन रियल सेंस. ये टैलेंट वैलेंट कुछ नहीं होता. पेरेंटिंग एंड ऑल ऑफ दिस थिंग्स इज व्हाट मेक यू अ रियल पर्सन. लाइक द रिच पेरेंटिंग दैट यू गेट, द मेंटर सपोर्ट दैट यू गेट. अब मैं आगे चढ़ता हूँ, ठीक है? कंक्लूजन एंड रैप अप, ठीक है? अब आपने बहुत सारी रियलाइजेशन करी होंगी. और अगर मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा कि अभी आपने कैसे, जो भी आपने अब तक जो भी किया हो, वॉट एवर यू हैव डिड इन द पास्ट, इफ यू गॉट द रियलाइजेशन राइट नाउ कि हाँ ये सारी चीजें गलत थी जो मैं कर रहा हूँ, इफ यू गॉट द रियलाइजेशन, और नहीं है, ओके जस्ट फॉरगेट इट. आपको है, ठीक है? इफ यू हैव द रियलाइजेशन, just tick the first checkpoint of becoming a pro or becoming an alpha you or leveling up yourself to the pinnacle. Give the first check mark. You have a good character and a good heart. Everyone going to tick it? Give me a yes and a tick in the chat box. You are affirming that you have a good character and a good heart. And if you have the step 0, तो मेरे दोस्त 75% लड़ाई तुम जीत चुके हो. You have crossed the 75%, and now the only thing is you have the future goals clear. Remember the first slide, the starting of the session, I make you write the clear goals. अब मैं बताऊंगा कि उस clear goals का करना क्या है. अभी तक जितने भी गॉसिप्स हो रही थी स्कूल में, कुछ भी हो रहा है, just forget all of those things. आप यहाँ, you have this goal here, make a clear straight line and push yourself to that goal. कोई ऐसा होता है ना कि बीच बीच में परेशान करने आ जाते हैं लोग कि अरे उसने ये बोल दिया, बोलने दे, let it be. Just fully channelize your energy. You have this, just close your eyes. You have this goal here. You have this, you are here. You have to reach here. कुछ भी नहीं देखना. Just directly bump into it, right? You have a generative, now you have a clear goal. Now you know how to approach that goal because you now have a generative mindset. You are fearless. आप किसी कंपनी से नहीं रहते हो कि कि मैं ये क्यों करूं कि और कोई और कर लेगा. You have the power of knowledge. You now have the problem solving capabilities, not just in innovation but in every problem of life. आप कोई भी problem ये technique से solve कर सकते हो. Just think, just ask the question, have the answer, connect all of those things, right? It's that simple. And the fourth part is you have to cultivate yourself, which is the hard work, smart work, consistency and discipline. और अगर आपको मेरी बातों से आज मोटिवेशन मिल रहा है, इट्स जस्ट एन इल्यूजन, बिकॉज आज वो आपको स्टार्ट करा देगा. मोटिवेशन विल गिव यू अ हेड स्टार्ट, बट अगर आपको चलते रहना है, इफ यू वांट टू वॉक दैट पाथ, यू हैव टू कल्टिवेट अ डिसिप्लिन इन योर सेल्फ. ठीक है, यू हैव टू कल्टिवेट अ डिसिप्लिन, राइट? और कोई पॉइंट्स है क्या? ओके, लेट मी चेक. तो यार अभी ये इतनी सारी चीज़ें हो गई, और इस मीटिंग के बाद जो भी मैंने आज बताया है, जो भी आप करना चाह रहे हो, वो सारी चीज़ें अब आज के बाद यू हैव टू स्टार्ट राइट नाउ. Execution is the king. Okay, and now I want to thank you all for being with me till now. It's been an amazing audience. All of you were amazing, and you can and this is my all the LinkedIn handles, all my Instagram. You can contact me here, and then you can go into this web, और आप सीधा इस वेबसाइट पे जा सकते हो, which is my website, जहाँ पे आपको सारी चीज़ें मिल जाएंगी, इंक्लूडिंग माई कॉन्टैक्ट डिटेल्स, सेशंस, कॉन्टैक्ट जो भी आपको करना है, सारी एक्टिविटीज़ मेरी, सब कुछ यहाँ पे मिल जाएगा. ओके, सो आई थिंक नाउ वी कैन रैप अप. और अब किसी के पास क्वेश्चन है तो अब वो पूछ सकता है, क्योंकि अब मेरे सारी चीज़ क्लियर हो गई हैं. इंस्टा ये रहे मेरे, सब में एक ही यूजर नेम है, आई एम जस्ट आशीष. और वेट अ सेकंड, यू कैन जस्ट गो हियर एंड गो हियर आशीष Kumar Verma. You can just type in Ashish Kumar Verma, national winner, and you will have all the all my social handles, all of those things. Okay, so I think I have covered all of those things. और अगर अब आपके पास कोई क्वेश्चन है तो आप वो पूछ सकते हो. इट कैन बी एनीथिंग रिगार्डिंग प्रोजेक्ट, रिगार्डिंग एनीथिंग, और रिगार्डिंग विनिंग हैकाथॉन्स. ओके, और मैं पूछ, और समवन वाज आस्किंग मी, अब मैं क्वेश्चंस ले सकता हूँ कि someone was asking me what was hackathon. So hackathon is a competition. Let me just stop sharing. So what is hackathon? Hackathon is just a competition in which you code stuff by waking all night and you have a lots of fun. How can we read research? Okay, abhi karna hai kya? How many of you want to learn how to read research papers?
Okay, Ashish,
Okay. Yeah, ma'am.
you can continue with the question answer session.
Okay.
And I would like to thank you for an
Thank you, ma'am.
enlightening session. And
Thank you,
I'm
ma'am.
sure all students have benefited from today's session. So we will close the recording now, and you can continue with your question and answer
Yeah.
session.
Thank you,
Right?
ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you very much, students, for being so inquisitive learners here. So that's very nice of all of you. So all the very best to everybody, and thank you so much, Ashish.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so now we have a bunch of questions coming. So now ab sare
Session. So we will close the recording now, and you can continue with your question and answer
Yeah.
session.
Thank you, ma'am.
Right? Okay, thank you so much. Thank you very much, students, for being so inquisitive learners here. So that's very nice of all of you. So all the very best to everybody, and thank you so much, Ashish.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so now we have a bunch of questions coming. So now अब सारे questions पूछ सकते हैं. So let me just summarize once again. Summarize कर दो क्या? So the first one thing was to make your character good. और उसके बाद हम ये सारी चीज़ें करते हैं. हम जो हमारे पास जो भगवान का दिया हुआ गिफ्ट है, which is the God gift that we have, is it is not inside. It is actually our parents. It is actually our mentors that we have who enlighten our path. क्योंकि मुझे जितनी भी चीज़ें मिले, मैंने आज तक खुद से कुछ नहीं किया है. It's all because of my parents and my family, and just appreciate that the gift you have in your hands. Okay. The second is problem solving. कि आपको बस you have to make a big problem, divide it into sub problems, and it just not have to be limited to innovation. It can be anything, even life problems. Okay, now let's start with the questions. how to fun. How are you feeling? I'm feeling amazing because I have a great audience. How to start coding in class 9th. To start coding, and one thing that I want to tell you is start developing a reading habit, cultivate a reading habit rather than watching videos. That's another thing that I want to tell you, because research paper is all about reading. Code, how to install, what is your, are you an IITian? Saw I am not an IITian, but I have many IIT projects. I'm like in 26th, in 26th November, I'm giving a session on Triple IT Delhi as well. How to read research papers, books could be outdated. Search for documentations for all the things. Sir, how भैया एक एक बार सर बोलना बंद कर दो, मैं 12th क्लास में हूँ यार, मेरे को इतना ओल्ड फील मत दिलाओ. How to create a research paper, how to create you research whatever you find it, you have to just show it to the world. How, that's how you create a research paper. What I like physics, maths, coding, what should I specialize in? If you like physics and maths, you can learn about this thing called simulations, in which we do finite, I mean, elemental analysis. And there is this thing called NASA competition, NASA STEM gateway. You should check out that NASA STEM gateway. There are a lot of competitions going on. What is the best programming language for beginners? I should tell you Python, because AI is booming up. And the second thing is the JavaScript. Ashish, Feynman technique zindabad. Thank you very much. I'm not able to open CV. Can you help me learning with that? Oh, you can ping me. I have this. You can go to the website and you can book a session. Ask to mark attendance. Okay. Please, everyone, mark the attendance. I have asked to please everyone mark the attendance. Can you share the notepad which you just shared before? Okay. So notepad, I don't think you need. Back propagation really means is you have okay, let me give you a simple example. You know, how trigonometry. Okay, you have start with trigonometry, and let's say a 6th class student is trying to learn trigonometry here. What he's going to do, he search what is trigonometry. He he confronts him with self angles. Then he slopes, and then fractions. That's all trigonometry is. And then the concepts that we have. So first he will learn fractions, then he will learn number theory, then he will learn all this, how to solve fractions, how to get this perpendicular by base. And then after you have this fundamental knowledge, you can start with trigonometry. So even a 6th class student can learn trigonometry. So that's how Ashish Feynman technique actually works. You just have to divide all of these problems into similar thing. What is good for chemistry and physics, maths and AI? I think maths and AI is a good combination if you want to go into AI. And if you going into this drug discovery field, which is actually very exciting, you can go with biology and chemistry plus computer science, and that's how we go. How we can make a wagon? Yeah, I actually have that thing in my mind. I have a doubt, unmute please. Nirmay Vinayak. What is your website? My website is ashishvars.com. ashishvars.versalab.com. You can just go to Google and search Ashish Kumar Verma national winner, and you will have me there. What is okay? Please reveal the trick you were talking about, reading research paper, PhD level stuff. Okay. So how to do a PhD level stuff? Let me just show you. Let me just share my screen again. Once again, I'm going to share my screen. So if someone is late to the tuition and all, you can actually leave, because now we have ended the session. I'm just answering to many questions that you have. Okay, so because I have to. Okay, someone is okay. Request to unmute. You can speak, Faizan Deshmukh. Okay. Okay, let's just say I hope my screen is sharing, right? एक बार रिसर्च पर कर देते हैं, फिर हम देखते हैं. My favorite subject is every subject. Thank you for calling me best. Okay, how to read research papers. Okay, first मैंने वो शीट इसलिए भरवाई थी तुमसे, दैट शीट इन विच आई टोल्ड यू व्हाट आर रिसर्च इंटरेस्ट, so that's where you start with. Okay, so what are your research interests? So my let us say my research interest is, oh shit, okay, sorry guys. Okay, I am here, I am here. Hello, hello, hello. Could you please unmute me, please? Hello, 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 hello. Uh, Krish, unmute. Hello. Okay, I hope I'm audible right now. Okay, so let's say my research interest. Okay, let me tell you what your research interest is. Please send me your YouTube channel name. You can type VA Coder Tech. Okay, so let me just start with, okay, just give me a vague topic of research. Okay, okay, let's just do with drug discovery. So my first step of, okay, let's just not do drug discovery, right? Let us do like my AR VR thing, my AR VR that I just drop down the menu. So let me just go and type here object, and let me just do what did I search? Okay, so I want to remove the background. Remove background research papers because they are your go-to. And the one site I have is this thing, ixiv.org. This is your go-to research paper for now, right? सब चलेगा उस पे. And then we have in that thing, we have physics, mathematics, computer science, quantitative biology, and you can see multitude of options that you have to start research on. Now let's say I go to this, and my research paper was U2net. Okay, background removal, U2net research paper. Let me show you how we actually read research papers. Okay, so we read the paper first. So I'm going to give you one example of reading a paper, and then you can actually go your website. Yeah, I created my website by myself. I'm how to learn code. Just a second, let me just give you an example of how to read a research paper. Hmm. Let me just pick a simple research paper. I don't know why it's taking some time. Okay, it's coming up. It's coming up. I opt for PCM. PCM. I opt for. Are you preparing for JEE, NEET or BITSAT? मैं क्यों बताऊं? Yeah, I'm preparing for that. Okay, so let's just start with the research paper. So, what. So, the first thing is knowing your research. So, let's say my interest was to create a, what do we call it? To create something which is from object detection or creating removal of background. So the two first things that you need to read is the abstract. So in this paper, we design a simple yet powerful deep network architecture. Okay. UNet. So UNet, U2net, just forget about it. Salient object detection, SOD. What is salient? First question. Okay, now I know my question would be, what is salient object detection? Contextual information, RSU, deep neural network. I don't understand any of these things. Okay. Now I know what this basically does. Is it is a very powerful salient object detection, which means it has some correlation with object detection, that I know. Now let us go back to the last part of the research paper, which is the last part of the research paper is the conclusion that we have. Okay, so in conclusion, in this paper we proposed a deep novel that everyone writes in that research, the main architecture, two level nested U structures. I need to learn about what is U structures. First thing, what is salient. Second is what is what is U structure and how do I nest it. Then design RSU block that enables. What is a RSU block? That's the keyword. Now these are the questions that you ask yourself. What is an RSU keyword? Okay, now we go back and then purely trained on RSU. Then we have one. Now I know that it works on 30 FPS and a full size, smaller size version. And now I know that they have provided models for this. Okay, now I know so many questions that I have. Although this model achieve competitive results against other states, robots in near future will explore different techniques and to further provide speed decrease. In addition, largest. Okay, now I have many questions, right? What is salient? What is this? What is that? I know many of those things. Now you have to go to the reference. अब इसमें क्या होगा? You might not understand many of the things that you have. Many of the things that's written in the paper. Even I didn't understand. But by looking at the images, I can see what it does is it generates kind of black background around the object, right? It generates a black background. So how can I get that object out of that picture? By getting the xy coordinates, and that's maths. So I can just get the xy coordinates, like iska coordinate milna mushkil hai, the original image, like this coordinate is very hard to get, but the white outline we can actually get that using just simple if else statement. If the pixel value is black, if the pixel value is white, something like that. Okay, so that's the programmatical thinking that we have. So if the pixel value is white, put that into my array, that's the outline. Okay, कहाँ से start होता है? तो अब इसमें ये है कि outline कैसे निकाले? So I have this 3 blocks. Okay, let me just get 3 blocks. So I have 1 block, I have 2 block, I have a third block. Third block, let's say मेरा pen. So let me check with this one. If this pixel plus this pixel, अगर इसके the pixel right next to that current pixel and pixel right previous to that current pixel is black and white. अब मैं बताना क्या चाह रहा हूँ. My cursor is right over there. Okay. Just to the right, it's a white, and just to the left, it's a black. So that's my first coordinate of the outline. Now I can repeat this process using for loop and get the xy coordinates, and then I can just pull out the image. So that's salient object detection. Okay, right. और फिर हम अब इतना आइडिया लग गया कि इससे क्या क्या हो सकता है. लग गया ना पता? क्या क्या हो सकता है पता लग गया? Right? And now whatever you didn't understand in this thing, which is in this paper, you can go to the references, और जहाँ से authors ने सीखा है, you can actually learn from those papers. And there we have the back propagation method. You have this research paper, you find out the reference जहाँ पे उन्होंने किया है, you get one of this reference, you go to the another reference, and you actually back propagate yourself to the basis of where this actually methods come from. Okay, so this is how you go. That's anything more you have to learn about more research, and there is like now we have to implement this, right? We know how this works. So we know how this works. Now you need to go and type in the Google what is salient, what is U structure. You learn that, and then after that you learn all of these things. You learn what is HQS. Now these probably may be different models because they are actually showing the comparison. Yeah, qualitative comparison. So these are actually many different models that are competition with the current model, which is the U2net. Then we have abolition of studies, and then implement. Now there we have the implementation details in the research paper. In the training process, each image is first resized 320 by 320 pixels. There we have the clue to find the data set where the the image is a 320 by 320 image. Now the randomly flipped vertically. अब इससे क्या होता है? This is called a flipping kind of thing. तो अगर मैं ऐसा दिख रहा हूँ, so I can extend the data set by just rotating using xy coordinates. So अगर मैं ऐसा था, अब मैं ऐसा हूँ, तो these are actually two different data sets. So you can double these things. Now we put it, and now in the research, now in that, what do we in the TensorFlow or PyTorch, we have this parameters, which is the learning rate, we have the betas, we have epochs, we have weight decay. You can put these things into your PyTorch, or where we use SciPy, no, not SciPy, TensorFlow, PyTorch, in those things, and you can put these parameters, which is epochs, and then we have weight decay, and then we have beta, learning rate, all those things, and you can train the model. After you train the model, you will get the cylinder of detection model. Then you can just implement it to your application, and then there we go. We have just read a research paper, comprehended that, implemented that, and we actually delivered it to the market. Right? समझ आ गया सबको? No water carrier options in देखो अभी quantum computers is like very early, so how I would doubt unmute. What is the long term goals? Don't how manage studies. Okay, how do I manage studies and project? I don't manage. So let me just Dev, Anya Tyagi, do you want to speak? Please, hosts, can you unmute Dev, Anya Tyagi?
Yes. Sir, I want to ask one thing, that I have an idea when I heard about firstly then dark web. There was something, I searched about it, and it is some kind of illegal things and all. So I have taken money to do all this. So when I searched about it, I get to know that we can also connect to the dark web through some modification in the
Your voice is actually not clear. I couldn't hear you.
some firewalls and all. By adding some firewall and some configuration in the browser, we can also connect to the dark web, onion routing method, something like this.
Yeah.
And I want to just ask that we can also end this dark web by like eliminating the whole network of dark web is based on satellite. They are mostly getting their incomes and all from the watching of the dark web. If we stop that, maybe it is reduced to like half. So that we can build an AI system to filter all the bad requests, or we can say something fishy request from the satellite.
Can you please type your question in the chat box, because we are like, you can just discuss me with in my socials, because your voice is actually quite breaking, so I can't hear your questions clearly. So like your question, like I know you are asking something about dark web, and then you are asking the satellite information, and then AI models, but in the between I just lost the gaps because of the voice breaks, right? So you can just type it out, and we can discuss this later. How do you access the dark web? Why do you want to access it? Should we? You can just use the Ashish Feynman technique to how to use a dark web. Uh, how I know how to do basic coding. I just how to everything slowly losing focus. How to improve. So so if you are losing focus, that's what I just saw. Just that's what I said in my session, in which if you are motivated by something, then like अगर आपको पनीर बार बार दे दिया जाए, it's just like that. अगर आपको पनीर बार बार दे दिया जाए, तो आप एक टाइम के बाद नहीं खाओगे. It's just that अगर if you are not exploring many different things, and if you are not disciplined to your work, you will lose focus, and motivation is just an illusion. You will lose focus in the process. So my main motive, so the main advice would be to discover a lot many, whatever you call it, discover whatever your field is, whatever you are coding, discover many different things, like make your own satellite or make your frequency radio modulator, in which you can convert the bytes data to radio signals, and then there you can combine that bytes data and download it. So something like a home kind of a network thing. Now I want to try, so just try this out if you actually get interest in this. How can I become मैं खुद successful नहीं हूँ, मैं इसी की पूछ रहे हो. Okay, what is your inspiration, what inspired you, and why? My inspiration is contribution. Why contribution is because अगर अमर होना है, like if you want to live forever, the best and the most easiest way is to contribute to the society, and that's the most easiest way, and that is the most effective way. And that's my actually and that's the my inner inspiration that I have. Are you doing my strong? I am like computer science engineering. अब क्या और कितना क्या पूछना उसमें, क्या पूछना चाह रहे हो कंप्यूटर साइंस इंजीनियरिंग में? क्या टिप्स फॉर स्टडी? अगर ये भी एक लूप होल होता है कि पीपल एक्चुअली इंस्टेड ऑफ डूइंग द एक्चुअल वर्क दे टेंड टू हैव मोर एंड मोर पॉइंट्स. लाइक वो क्या करते हैं कि स्ट्रैटेजी बनाना चालू कर देते हैं कि वो एग्ज़ाम आ रहा है, they just go to internet and how to finish syllabus in 30 minutes, how to finish syllabus in 10 hours, how to finish syllabus in 1 day. They tend to waste 4 hours in just researching on what to do. I just told you execution is the king. Tips for study is to study. That's the most easiest way to study. और टिप्स फॉर स्टडी में मैं ये बोल सकता हूँ, कुछ टेक्निक्स होते हैं पोमोडोरो वगैरह. यू कैन जस्ट फाइंड आउट, देयर आर टिप्स इन विच यू एलोकेट. देयर इज अ टिप्स दैट आई फॉलो विच इज टाइम बॉक्सिंग. I follow this technique called time boxing. You can just search it out on Google, mark this, which is time boxing, and you can do that. I like you, bio and AI. You like bio and AI? Just go to drug discovery, right? Because that's the main thing. You can, because the main problem drug discovery is unfolding of protein. So you can research on how we can unfold the protein, because if we know how to unfold the protein, we can actually cure cancer. Okay, can you please share a PPT? Yeah, why not? Okay, I will share my PPT on my Instagram handle, because अभी ये chat इतना तेज भाग रहा है ना, पता ही नहीं चलेगा. How much percentage you got in 10th? I didn't study actually in 10th. मैं वो nationals में busy था in my web technologies. India. By the way, I got 92%, which is less, I know. Sir, which app you use to remove background? So it's not an app. It's the research paper I just showed you, which is U2Net. I use exactly that in my project, and it's actually open source. Just go to my GitHub profile, और मैंने वेबसाइट इसलिए दी हुई है कि यहाँ पे सारी चीज़ें हैं. तो ये जो आइकन दिख रहा है ये GitHub का है. So just go to my GitHub profile. There you will find how I implemented that real-time kind of thing. How do you have so many achievements? Just what I told you. Just be grateful to your teachers and grateful to your parents. That's the only way. And just give you 100%. How did you go to Microsoft? Why and how? I am Microsoft youngest community leader. That's how I went into Microsoft. Because I became Microsoft leader in 9th class. How did you thought about alchemy, and how you
Ashish?
thought? Yes, ma'am.
Ashish, can we end the session now?
Ma'am, there are multiple questions that they're asking.
Oh my God. So really you want to give them the answers, or you can share your email ID. You can connect with them later if you want.
मैम बस 5 मिनट्स और रख लेते हैं, क्योंकि अब सात बजने ही वाला है. 7 बजने वाला है. हाँ, क्योंकि अभी धीरे धीरे सारे वो स्पीड कम हो रही है, मतलब इनके क्वेश्चंस धीरे धीरे खत्म हो रहे हैं.
ओके चलो ठीक है. दे ऑल आर लाइकिंग योर session. ठीक है, let them clarify their doubts. If you have no problem, we have no problem. So
Bye.
you continue, but try to finish because I have another meeting. So I will be again, wanting my laptop.
Yes मैम श्योर तो 5
So
मिनट है
you
यार
can
जल्दी पूछ
finish
लो
another 10-15 minutes में finish कर लो.
या ओके मैम
ठीक
ओके
है. Okay.
सो देखो सक्सेस होने का सिंपल रास्ता है एग्जैक्ट वेरी सिंपल ओके मैं नहीं हूँ तो मैं बता भी नहीं सकता बट दिस इज़ व्हाट आई फॉलो टिल नाउ ओके क्योंकि मैंने भी कुछ ज़्यादा नहीं किया है द बेस्ट थिंग फर्स्ट अगर कुछ कर रहे हो गिव इट 100% देयर शुड बी नो रिग्रेट कि यार ये कर लेना चाहिए था अगर कुछ भी कर रहे हो गिव इट 100%. सेकेंड viewing please stop your screen share okay second कि जो भी अपॉर्चुनिटीज आ रही हैं राइट कोई भी अपॉर्चुनिटीज आ रही हैं लाइक लिटरली एनी अपॉर्चुनिटी ग्रैब इट फेल होते हो उससे कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता जस्ट ग्रैब द अपॉर्चुनिटी दैट यू हैव इन योर हैंड if you participated in 25 competitions and failed in all 25 that's good that's best because you learned 25 different new things on how to win the next big thing right क्योंकि अभी इतने दिख रहे हैं यू डोंट इवन नो द बैक हिस्ट्री ऑफ हाउ मेनी टाइम्स आई गॉट रिजेक्टेड इन मैनी ऑफ दोज थिंग्स बिकॉज मैं बना कम्युनिटी लीडर इन 9th class but I was actually trying from 7th class so I got rejected 4 times before becoming the youngest leader. What is more important, school study or tech study? I would say both because अभी जो स्कूल में पढ़ा रहे हैं दैट्स इंपॉर्टेंट दिस इज द बबल बट जो दुनिया में चल रहा है दैट्स एक्चुअली अ बिगर बबल राइट इफ यू डोंट मास्टर दिस let's say you don't know like just the example if you don't know the basic chemistry you don't have that capability to solve these problems and whoever and अब मैं ये तो नहीं बोलूँगा कि 11th क्लास और 12th क्लास को कोचिंग नहीं जाना चाहिए बट इफ़ यू आर अप टू 10th क्लास work on your personality development because whether you crack IIT or not after you even crack IIT after that the main thing is your problem solving because अब तक तुम्हारे जो problems थे they are in your syllabus but after that they are out of your syllabus and there the personality development the activities that you participated in the school actually helps you so that's my suggestion. Do you reckon brave browser ये browser क्या पूछ रहे हो यार ask something good. My focus area okay there was a good question okay my focus from maths and AI so what should we focus on if your focus is on maths and AI try to focus on this deep learning because वहाँ पे maths और AI का बहुत अच्छा combination होता है so try with that kind of thing. What is the best caption of the video that have make camera scanner pasting what is the caption of that video that caption oh it's actually unlisted sorry for that it's actually unlisted so you won't find it on my YouTube channel. I will make sure it's public. AI is there in future trend for software engineering so according to me the future trend is basically what I just told you is do research because AI is the research is the only field that AI can't replace and that's because research may you have to connect these dots and this is the only thing the human brain can do no AI can do it. AI generally with magic and how to draw exactly if I like there are multiple instances in which I asked AI to do that and he was not able to do it. Okay, this was how can I attend more sessions with you. You can go to my website. There is a contact session which you can book session, or else I will be speaking in on 26th. I will be in Triple IT Delhi. I'm going deeper into this how to implement this research paper. So I'm speaking in Triple IT Delhi on 26th. So it's in person और उसमें fees भी है. So I don't recommend. I will put the video of what is the session. If you want to attend more sessions, you can just go to my social handles. There I put where I'm speaking right now. What are career options? Quantum computer. Google. If you go into Google, there you can have many options quantum computing, and the field is actually developing because there is one. Just search IonQ on the internet, and this is the actual quantum computer. Then you can buy, just like you buy virtual machines, you can actually buy this quantum computer and do stuff. What are carrier? Okay, now I told you, just go explore this ion Q quantum computer. I'm distracted. I coding maths. What do you recommend? I just told you, deep learning is the key, and deep learning is not just about maths and AI. Is about everything. You can, but deep learning requires a lot of maths. What introduce you tech and when? So सिंपल है, मैं ये अपने वीडियो में बोल चुका हूँ, यूट्यूब वीडियो, उसमें एक्चुअली द स्टोरी इज़ प्रिटी सिली. तो मैं पबजी खेल रहा था, ठीक है. सो देयर आई वाज, यू नो, children are scolded by playing PUBG. So what my father told, like, that's the good, now that's the God gift that I was talking about. My father told me that instead of playing this game, learn how to create this game, and that turned the world upside down. And then the main motive was to create a game, and then the journey started on exploring different fields. How do I become Microsoft leader? Learn first, then become a leader. When you have the knowledge, you will automatically picked up by the community. How do I? You can ask, what is your future goal in research? I want to research in every different field, especially in biology and chemistry, and I want to fix all the basic things, and I want to fix the minds of our newer generation. So please, आप यहाँ से कुछ सीख के जाओ या ना जाओ, but जो conclusion था, good heart and good mind, please stick to that. Sir, I'm interested in AI.
Ashish?
Yes, ma'am.
Ashish, I'm sorry, Ashish, 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Your school's meeting only is there. I hope you understand.
Yes, ma'am.
Project meeting is there.
Much focus.
So
Okay,
I
so I think,
close the session.
I think the
So
questions
you
are
can
answered.
share your email ID.
Yeah.
Let these students write to you. So whenever you get the time, you can always ask them to. I mean, you can always reply to them.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, okay, so we have wrapped up the session. I hope you have learned a lot. I have answered many questions. So last one is AI plus physics. So you can search for simulations and finite elemental analysis. So that's it. And I think I have given all the research fields that I have in mind. I have given you all the summary, and I hope you have learned a lot. I hope you will connect with me and ask me a lot of research questions on my email. So you can just go to this website or just type in Ashish Kumar or National Winner. You can have all of these things here. So I hope you learned a lot. Thank you very much for joining. And और क्या बोलते हैं? Have a great day. Okay.
Chalo, thank you so much, Ashish.
Thank you, ma'am.
Students are very happy. So great. So students, all the very best. And, follow Ashish Bhaiya's footsteps. Okay. All right. Bye-bye. Bye, Ashish.
Bye. Bye. Bye, everyone.
See you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Stop भी तो करना होता है.